Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Yes, Baz is still in his scruffs. Very rare that you don't see Baz in his scruffs doing a beer review. And now we are taking a look. All these beers I've got, I'm not really doing them in order. I'm trying to mix them up a little bit. But the beer that I'm going to be doing now is one that was sent to me from Liam. Why do people message me? As soon as I put a video on, people message me. That bloody Paul John Tame it is. Where were we? Yes, it was a beer that was sent to me from Liam Goodliff, also known as Deep in RC on YouTube. He's on Rate My Beer a lot as well. He gives his own opinions on beers on there. He just like puts a post up really about what he thinks of the beers, which is great. I have said to him, have a go at the reviews. But yeah, it's one that was sent to me by him. I did pay him for the beers and I did pay for him to post them. He sent me 4. One of them was a freebie. He did give me that as a freebie. I bought the other 3 and paid for the postage. So I don't just sit here and take beer off everyone. It's nice if I can, but you can only be so, you can't, you know, you've got to give a bit back, haven't you, if you like. So the beer we are looking at is from Buxton Brewery, and it's a brewery that he's been telling me to order from loads. But I tend to go on the website and there tends to be a few that I fancy and a few that I don't, and so this is probably the better way of doing it. And this is a can of their Lupulus X, and now this has been in the supermarkets, I know, but not this actual one. And this is the Nelson sauvin one, or Nelson sauvin, however you want to say it. And I'll tell you on the back, Lupulus X is an experimental single hop program. Every beer has the same recipe, apart from the hops. So I know there's been a Lupulus X, which I think the Citra one has been in the supermarkets. I don't think this one has, but I could be wrong. But correct me if I am. There we go. So beautiful label, 440ml can, 5.4%. I think this coming at about, he gave me the price for the 3 beers. I think one was $5.80, which I'm guessing is the export porter. I think there was one about $4.50. And then one about £4.20, and I'm going to guess this is the £4.20 odd one. But nice artwork. A big thank you to Liam for taking the time to send it to me. I don't have a Buxton glass, so on this occasion I'm going to bang it in the old Rivington glass. We're going to bang it in that one. So let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Oh, we got a lot of head coming out of there, and that's probably because Baz was chucking it around like a baby does a dummy. I may well have to pause this. Look at that. I may well have to pause this and see what happens. Or shall I just go for it? We'll just go for it. Bollocks to it. Roll with it, Baz. As a certain Manchester band said, you got to roll with it. So I'm going to roll with it. Nowhere near Manchester, well I am. But I'm nowhere near from Manchester. So beer in a glass. Let's ignore that 5-finger head, because that probably 9 times out of 10 is never going to happen. So we'll ignore that one. But beer in a glass at the bottom of the glass as well. It's hazy. It looks like it has a sensible sort of body to it. So I don't think it's going to be really dense or anything, but it's going to be a nice body for the sort of weight of the beer. But a hazy sort of, almost got a green look to it. But it looks alright, it looks alright. So, I'm going to try and give it a sniff, and then we'll go in and we'll try and get rid of some of the head and then carry on. Quite honestly. Unless I start chucking it everywhere. And I'm not really doing much good, am I? That head's just getting higher. So, do you know what? Bollocks to it. Let's dive in. Let's try and give it a slurp, get rid of some of the head, and I'll come back to the aroma. Cheers, Liam. Yeah, that's a nice IPA. It's a funny world now that we live in with craft beer, because there's just so much of it, and there is an awful lot of sort of watered down sort of stuff. This for me at the moment is just a very good solid sort of IPA. That's it. Look at the head on that. We've still got shitloads of head. The beer hasn't gone down much, but the head's gone down loads. So body of the beer. You'll have to excuse me, I'm going to have to be doing two things at once. Body of the beer is nice. 5.4%. I think the body is pretty much bang on how you want it, because it has that, with the ABV it has a drinkable body, but it has a body that also gives you a little bit of feeling that you are drinking something decent, and that's what I get from it. A bit weighty, seems quite well carbonated. Maybe I've just got a can that is a little bit lively, or because I've been chucking it around, but it does feel quite carbonated. A bit busy in the mouth. Not as smooth and as soft as it could be. Whether there's any particular reason for that. Generally, I think when you get beers that sort of come out like that and are a bit lively, is it because you've been chucking them around? Is there just an issue with this particular can? I don't know, but I can only tell you the experience I'm getting at the moment, and it is a little bit, does feel a little bit over carbonated, so you'll have to correct me if you think I'm wrong. It is a little bit rough around the edges, but not major. Oh, pardon me. And there's the carbonation coming up. On the taste, beautiful hoppy notes. I'm trying to think what I get from it. If I'm honest, I'm going to need something there to sort of help me out a little bit, because it is fruity. There's a bit of dankness in there. Certainly not tropical notes for me. I don't think there's no big grapefruit hit in there. I'm going to go along the lines of more the sort of brighter fruits. Now I know it's not citrus, or it's not a citra hop, but there's more sort of citra notes I think in there. Mango, orange, that sort of thing. A sort of fuller, sort of more brighter, bolder sort of flavours in there, I would say, for me. The more I drink it, saying that, bit of pineapple, definitely pineapple in there. Definitely get a nice pineapple hit, and that piney feel. Along with that, little bit of dankness, but I don't think it's pine dankness. But it's a nice drop. It's a nice beer, slightly bitter, but not too bitter really to put anyone off. So if you're into a nice gentle sort of bitter beer, this will do it for you. It's nice and fruity, nice and hoppy. It's an easy drinker. The 5.4% I think you do get. I think the 5.4% isn't massively, it's not an overpowering 5.4%, but I think you can sit here and drink that and think, yeah, 5.4%, that's drinking like you'd expect it. Along with the body is a nice drinkable 5.4% body. So for me, a little bit messed up review. Not the beer's fault, that's my fault. But yeah, Buxton Brewery's Lupulus X Nelson, sauvin, however you want to say it. Decent beer, very enjoyable. Is it worth the money? To be honest, I think if you get a decent beer, it's worth the money. Like I said, I think this was about £4.15. If I could get a 440ml glass on tap from a pub for that price, I'd be well and truly happy. This does the job. It's a lovely beer. So yeah, gets the thumbs up from me. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Big thank you to Liam as well for sending it out to me and putting me onto it. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's it for this one. I'm going to go and get my tea. See you on another one. Cheers.